In North America, the microcar market has been, pardon the pun, really quite small. For years, we only had the Smart ForTwo. Last year, you could call the Fiat 500 maybe a microcar, and now Scion is in the game with the IQ. Okay, here's a little puzzle for you. Somebody that has a high IQ, what would you call them? Smart. So this is Scion's less than subtle jab at the smart car. What really sets the IQ apart from the smart car is the way that the vehicle is packaged. The IQ has the engine at the front, and that's driving the front wheels. With the smart car, the engine is underneath the cargo area at the back, driving the back wheels. The packaging is very different as well. This vehicle has very large doors, easy to get in and out of the front, and also affords access to the back seat. That's the biggest difference. The IQ actually has back seats. Another major difference between the smart car and the Scion IQ is the width. The smart car really is quite narrow. You sit very close to the person beside you. This IQ has the same dimensions side to side that you would find in a regular subcompact size. It's just really the car is shorter. They've done some excellent packaging, as I mentioned. You open the back here, the cargo space with the back seats up is really quite long and narrow. You take the headrests out, you flip the seat forward, and you get a lot more cargo space. As I mentioned, with the smart car, underneath the cargo area here is where the engine sits, drives the back wheels. With this car, you don't have all of that, and also the ability to put in back seats to begin with. Scion decided to keep things simple with their new IQ. One price, just under $17,000, and a very nice interior as well. You'll notice, first of all, a combination of materials. You have the dark black on the doors with the stereo speakers fitted in there nicely. You also get the different accents of silver in the center console, a big high-mounted aftermarket stereo from Pioneer. There's even soft-touch materials on the front of the dash and the sides of the doors. It looks very pleasing. Because this car is wider than the smart car, it has a very wide dash from side to side, and you don't feel cramped in this car in any way if you're sitting in the front seats. You've got lots of leg room and width side to side. There's a center console here, and you get standard equipment, Bluetooth, also USB jacks and some other goodies. There's a radio control on the steering wheel. What you don't get is an armrest, which is a little disappointing, and there are no heated seats, but this is an inexpensive small car. Next stop, the back seat. This is worth seeing. It's billed as a four-seater car. I think really what it is a three-seater car. The driver's seat is in the position that I need for my length of legs, and there really is no room in the back for somebody behind. The driver would have to squish way up in order to make room. Now the passenger, it's not a problem because you don't have to operate the car, and there is quite a bit of leg room in the front. So if I slide the seat back and put it in the position that somebody in the front would be comfortable, you could actually sit back here. This is going to be a back seat for a pinch. When you're not taking anybody in here, the back seats will be down for cargo. When you do have the seats in operation, it's going to be for short trips. I wouldn't recommend it as a family vehicle. Single person or a couple that needs the back seat to take a friend to the movies, perfect. The Scion definitely has more power than the smart car. This car has 84 horsepower compared to just 70 in the smart car. They get it from a 1.3 liter engine matched to a continuously variable transmission. That's one of the big differences. The fact that the smart car has a sequential manual gearbox, which means it shifts automatically, but at the heart it's a manual gearbox. It's really jerky in between shifts. With a continuously variable unit, basically a one-speed gearbox, you get the exact opposite. It's very smooth. And the engine and the CVT work very nicely together. In the past, continuously variable transmissions had, you put your foot into the throttle and there was this big lag before the car caught up. Not the case. It must be also because this is such a small light car. The transmission and the engine are very responsive, and it actually has preset ratios. When you push down, it goes down to kind of like a low setting, and you get to scoot away in this car. It's not going to be super fast traffic light to traffic light, but it does cruise along the highway nicely, and because this car is wider, it has a more planted feel than the smart car. So is the Scion IQ better than the smart car? Well, pretty much in every single way. It's that much bigger, especially side to side. You don't feel squished. It's got a back seat if you need it in the pinch. It's more powerful. It's more fuel efficient. It's got a smoother shifting transmission. Well, actually, it doesn't shift at all, and it's a better driving vehicle. The problem for the IQ from Scion is the fact that for the same money, you can get a very nicely equipped subcompact car, like the Accent from Hyundai, the Rio from Kia, even the Ford Fiesta. You get a bigger back seat, more cargo area, and you give up a little bit in terms of fuel efficiency. But if you are in the market for a microcar, the IQ is the smart decision.